Today I wanted to share with you the easiest brow hack. This will help you to do your brows literally in like 1 or 2 minutes, if not less. That is how quick and easy this brow hack is. And it doesn't matter if you have no brows, if you're missing the brow tail, if your brows are super thin and sparse. So today I wanted to share with you how to get that perfect brow every single time, and you don't even have to be a makeup artist. All right, to do this super easy brow hack, all you have to know how to do is basically draw an X. You can use any brow product that you already love. You do not have to use the product that I'm gonna use. You could use a brow pencil. You could even use your brow pomade, or even if you just like to use an eyeshadow that matches your brow color. Whatever product you like to use, you don't have to go buy anything to do this simple hack. Just use what you already have. To start, I always like to take a clean Q-tip, and then I just like to gently brush through my brow hairs just to get off any, if I have foundation or moisturizer or anything sitting in the actual brow hairs themselves. This way it will help the product to stick even better. I'm going to use a super micro fine brow pencil to do this hack. This one is by Huda Beauty. As you can see, it's a super fine micro tip. You could even use a brow pomade on just any type of a flat brush. So whatever your favorite brow product is, that's what you want to use for this hack. It doesn't matter what the shape of your brows already are. My brows are quite thin from over plucking in the 1990s, and they just don't really want to grow back. Or maybe you're missing the tail of your brow, or maybe your brows are just almost invisible. You can do this hack no matter what your brows look like. So for me, even though mine are super thin, I'm not missing the brow tail, and I still have enough brow to work with. But I want to do this hack a little bit differently, because perhaps you are missing a brow tail, or perhaps your brows are completely non-existent. I want to show you how I would start if I had almost no brows. So what I like to do is take the brow pencil and just gently rest it up against the side of my nose. Now, probably not everybody's nose is as flat and wide as mine is, but whatever your nose shape is, just rest it up against the side of your nose, and then you can kind of gently draw a straight line up. And that's just going to kind of give you a starting point. So if I had no brow at all, that would be the starting point of where I would do my brow. Then I'm going to gently place the pencil kind of at an angle, and at an angle of where I would do my eyeshadow. Or pretend I have the shape of a martini glass on my eye. That's the angle that I'm going to go up at, and then I can just put like a little dot there. So if you're missing your whole brow tail, that kind of gives you an idea of where you could extend the brow to. And if you're wanting to know where you would do the lift of your brow, I will just gently rest the pencil on the side of my nose. I'm gonna go right up on the side of my eye right here, and that's where I will want to have the lift. But my eyebrows are, you know, fairly lifted already. Again, this is just a starting place if you have almost no brows at all. But if you already have sparse brows like mine, but at least you have enough there, you don't even have to do that. That's just a little added tip that might help you if you are working with brows that are almost invisible. I will show you on this eye kind of dark so you can see really well what I'm doing. And then I will show you on this eye how I actually do it in real life, but I will explain while I do this eye just to make it a little more clear. So to do this little hack, you're basically just going to draw an X. So you're going to draw one line going this way, and then another line going this way, and you're going to connect all of the dots on the ends of the X. To draw my X, I'm going to start at the very bottom of this little line I created, and I'm going to just draw the first line all the way up to here, and then I will start the second line here and kind of draw it all the way over to here. So it's more like a really long kind of horizontal shaped X. So we just drew kind of a wonky looking X. But that's the easiest way to do this hack. Next, we will want to fill everything in, but we're also going to connect the dots. So from here to this little point, I'm going to draw kind of little brow hairs here. And then from here to here, I'm going to draw little brow strokes here. And then I'm going to fill everything in. And again, I'm doing this kind of obnoxious and dark just so that you can see the shape that I've created. And then right here, I kind of drew that point here, but I kind of don't like my brows to come down like this, because then it's kind of like a sad eyebrow and it makes my eyes look a little more down turned. I like to have a little bit of lift, so I will kind of bring this out just a little bit to the side. Now sometimes I will pluck the eyebrow that's kind of right below it just so that it blends a little bit better. But this is completely a mess, but at least you can see how easy it is to create that shape. And then of course I'm gonna do it the normal way on this eye. After you've created the shape, you can kind of wipe off where you put your little dots just for placement. And again, I have this little hair right here. Sometimes I will pluck that little hair, but I'm not going to for this demo. And then I'll just take my spoolie. Make sure your spoolie's clean, so clean it off first so it doesn't have a bunch of other brow products stuck in it. And I'm just going to gently brush through. And then this will kind of create a little bit more of a natural look. Now, of course, this side is not going to look natural since I put it on quite heavy, but I really just wanted you to see the brow shape that I did. And if you brush too much with your spoolie and you brush too much off, no worries, because we can just go right back over that area and fill all of that in. So as you can see, I have a lot of area right here where I really need to try to get the brow hairs to grow back in there. Another little tip, don't pluck your brows unless you have brow product on. So if I were to just pluck, you know, without even seeing what the shape should be, I might over pluck too much here. So if I actually fill in my brows first and then pluck, that's the best way for me to do my plucking on my eyebrows, or maybe you wax them, however you do your brows. But the best way for me to do it is to have my brows done first. Even if I do them dark and crazy like this, I will do the brow first and then pluck. This way I know I never over pluck or pluck a hair I shouldn't be plucking. So on this eye, I'm gonna show you the actual way that I do my brows on a daily basis and how fast I can get it done. So I draw my line and I do it pretty light. And again, if you mess up, it's not a big deal, because I'm gonna show you a little trick at the end of how I fix it if I make a mistake. Then I'm going to draw the other line for my X, and I'm just gonna fill everything in. So if you know how to color in between the lines, you can do this hack. And this is why I like a super fine point pencil like this, because you can kind of create little brow strokes that look like real hairs. And if I miss any spots, I just go right back over it. So this is more like what I would do my brow on a daily basis, not this. But hey, if you like this big, boxy, square, bushy look, if that's your thing, go for it. But at least you get the idea of how to do the shape. So as I said, don't worry too much about if you make a little mistake or maybe the line isn't super straight. What I like to do is I take a little bit of concealer. This is one of the new ones from Physicians Formula. This is their Butter Glow concealer, and all I do is I put the concealer on the back of my hand and I just take a little flat makeup brush. This is one by Refer. This is their number 28, but I'll link it down below. And I don't want a ton of concealer, so I kind of wipe off any excess. But all I will do is pretty much just clean up with this flat brush, clean up anywhere that I messed up. And then I'll either just take my finger and kind of blend it, or I'll take a blending sponge. And then this way it just looks a little bit more polished. And I'm not even gonna hassle with cleaning up this side, because I would never wear my brow this big and dark anyways. One extra little step that I like to do, if you're like me and you have brows that kind of have a mind of their own, and even though you brush them through and they look like they're in place, maybe within an hour they decide to start drooping or doing whatever they want to do, I like to use this product from L'Oreal. I will link this down below. This is the L'Oreal, I think it's called 𝑰𝑵𝑻, but this to me is better than any brow glue. This will set your brows in place. It's just a clear kind of gel, but it's not like that glue. There's a lot of the glue ones that I do not like, because once those glues dry, they kind of turn into like, it looks like you have dandruff or something in your eyebrows. And this just stays clear and it will not budge. And that's it. If you struggle with doing your brows, try this technique. I promise you, you will be able to have your brows done probably in under a minute every single time you put on your makeup. I hope this brow hack was super easy for you all. If you try it, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how it works out for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.